Hey guys, it's Lizzie. Hi Alexander. Hi Light. I love you guys so much. My Bible's in the shot. Okay, there we go. That's better. So I'm going for a different kind of look in this video. I was having a bad hair day, so I put it up and then I decided to put some earrings on. So we'll see how the stream goes. Anyways, a lot of people have been asking me how my Lent was and how it was giving up music, and now that Lent is over, what it's like having music back into my life. And so I thought that would be the topic of this live stream, just because I gave up something that I was very addicted to. Hi Fatima, hi the middle ones. Fatima actually is the one who asked me to make this video to talk about what Lent has been like. So I remember a year ago when I was thinking of what to give up for Lent. It was my first Lent as a Catholic. And last year for Lent, I actually totally forgot what I did for Lent last year. How do I forget this? For Lent last year, I did a lot of Stations of the Cross and more rosary time. I was in Ireland. But I forgot what I gave up last year. But I remember Lent last year thinking, I should give up music for Lent. That would be perfect. That would be so difficult. It's the perfect thing. And I didn't, because I was like, that's too hard. I can't do it. That's impossible. So this year, I wanted to be more intense about it. And so I was like, okay, let's actually give it up for Lent. Let's actually give up music. And at first, I was going to film daily vlogs during Lent and like upload them every week, and I just decided I can't do that. I don't know if I ever told you guys, but I just decided I can't do that because I don't like vlogging every day. I like having my own space and not having to talk to people and just like being on my own and getting work done and like being with God and then occasionally FaceTiming people. That's like my life. I like being alone. So anyways, I didn't end up vlogging, but the first few days I did do a lot of footage the first week, and basically it was so hard editing videos, working out, doing dishes, cleaning up my room, waking up in the morning. Everything was such a struggle because I'm so used to having music. I'm so used to this dopamine hit every single day with listening to music. But within a week, I completely got used to it and I loved it. I loved not having music. There was just silence in my life, and I had time to think, to breathe, to talk to God, and I had time to do intellectual things. Like, I feel like I was more myself and more interested in intellectual things because I cut out the music. Hi Amy, how are you doing? How is your recovery and everything going? I feel like you haven't updated me in a while. So I was more intellectual. I played this game called the Elevate app. There's a lot of games on it. There's like math, writing, vocabulary. So I played that game a lot. I read more. My past 3 videos incurred like 40, 60 hours of just like reading and research for the video. It's like beyond the editing, just like writing the video script took so long. And I just became so much more interested in reading than I have before. And I made a video about this. I think I was talking about it in a live stream kind of recently, just how I became almost, not apathetic is the total wrong word. It's less intense than that, but I became less like on fire for Catholicism and like on fire to read and research and know more. I just wasn't like that at all. And because I gave up music, it like opened up the intellectual part of me. And I wanted to be reading a lot more, and I wanted to listen to the news more, because I had to have, like, in some moments during the day, like when you're working out, for example, you have to have something on. You have to be doing something. And so I listened to the news more, and I learned so much, and I read more articles about politics, and I was able to develop new political beliefs, and I just feel like it freed me. It was freeing giving up music, and I never would have expected it. But I did bring a lot of people on my channel during Lent. I did some interviews, which is totally what I want to continue. I want to keep bringing people on my channel, so let me know if there's certain topics or people you want me to invite on my channel and talk about. But I remember I interviewed 2 nuns, and they were talking about how it's so freeing, like everything they've given up to be a nun, like not wearing makeup, not having a lot of clothes, not having distractions in their life. It's like amazing. And I feel like that's what Lent is supposed to be for all of us. sort of like giving up something similar to what religious life do. So yeah, I think that what was really a struggle for me during Lent is when everything happened with the world and not getting to go to mass. I feel like it wrecked my spiritual life, and it took me a while to like snap out of it and start doing devotional time again and start praying a ton on my own, because I'm so reliant on the church, which I think is amazing. Like, it's a good thing, but I have just become so reliant on Catholicism and like the institution of it and going to mass and Bible study and all of these things. I've become reliant on them for my faith and to strengthen my faith. Like, I need homilies, I need the Eucharist, I need church art, I need the creed, like all of these things. And even though I was live streaming mass, I feel like it just wasn't enough for me. It was hard to get into it, not actually being there. And so I feel like in a lot of ways, my Lent wasn't as like fire of an experience as last year, which is fine. Everything doesn't need to be a mountaintop like experience. But I think that everyone has really, really struggled, even though need confession. Yes, you know, a lot of places actually do have confession. Like, so many states have it going on. So it's weird that. What do you think of secular music? So I listen to a lot of secular music, and so much of it is uplifting and positive. Like, Kelsey Ballerini came out with an album during Lent, and I'm able to listen to it now. I've been listening to it the past couple of days, and it's very uplifting. Like, she has this one song, Half of My Hometown, and it's about growing up and family. So there's so much secular music that has positive messages, and then there's other secular music that has horrible messages. Like, I was just watching a video on the Paul and Morgan YouTube channel by Morgan, and she was talking about how she was signed with a record label, and she mentioned this one song, Cool for the Summer by Demi Lovato, and she was like, that was too much, I refuse to sing that song. And it's true, like, there are totally songs just about hooking up. And I will say, there is music that I don't like because it's too sexual. I can't say certain words or I get demonetized. So there are songs that are about like HOOKINGUP. So songs that are like that are almost Puritan. Like, we didn't have secular music growing up. We didn't have TV. We didn't have movies. Like, growing up, I was in this like pure place, and we only read books and learned, and we talk about theology and politics and philosophy and literature. Like, we just read all the time growing up. So, and there were even books that I read that I thought were too much, so I didn't read them because they were inappropriate. So yeah, I grew up in this like super protected way, and so it's so, what was my point with this, talking about growing up in a certain way? Oh, I grew up very sheltered, and so when songs are talking about like provocative meanings, I don't even get it. Like, I don't even get that it's provocative because I'm so pure in my mind that I don't even know what a lot of things mean. So sometimes I'll be listening to a song with a friend, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is about like getting to know someone on a more depth level. Like, this is about forming an intellectual connection with them. And like, there is an Ariana Grande song called Touch It, and I literally thought for the longest time that it's about like finding this ideal person who you can have like intoxicating conversations with. And that's how I interpreted the song. And then I was listening to it with one of my best friends, and she's like, Liz, you know that this is sexual, you know? And I'm like, no, it's not. I promise you, I've listened to this song so many times. It's about forming an intimate connection with someone, like an intellectual connection. So a lot of secular music, I don't even understand that it's a negative thing. So that's not what Touch It is about. Yeah, I'm so naive. So I think I create my own meanings of secular music, and I make it like appropriate to listen to. So I wonder how Lizzie interpreted God as a woman. As an empowering song. Okay, God is a woman. The thing about music though is art is interpreted, like different people can interpret art in different ways. So technically, as a woman, is that like the divine things in life and like divine power and like huge intellectualism and empowering art and beauty, philosophy, like the huge grand things of life, are also feminine. That's how I understand the song. I know people are going to disagree with that. So, you literally said on Instagram that God is a woman is a cult. Yes, that's totally separate from the song. There's like a, God is a woman religious cult. Yes, but that's totally different from the song. I wish I was more innocent. I hate that I'm not. It's just how you grow up. So how I grew up in the Midwest in this like super sheltered place, and then I went to like basically a private school that was like very, I don't know how I didn't get corrupted in high school though. Anyways, because my high school was very like, a lot of people were doing DRUGS and it was an art school. So I don't know. I just stayed really close to people from my church, and I didn't get close to people who would corrupt me. So I do that all the time where I'll not understand certain things. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up and read some of your comments. I love sleeping at last. Turning page is so beautiful. Please pray for healing from the huge Twitter fight that happened recently over the FSSP SSPX. Okay, so I don't go on Twitter that much. I know that might be surprising because I cause a lot of problems and drama on Twitter, and people are like going after me, and like I'd say something and then people interpret it the wrong way, which is every time people just interpret me the wrong way. So you guys might think that I'm on Twitter a lot, but I don't go on Twitter. What I do, I don't have any notifications turned on my phone for anything. Not for text, not for Twitter, not for Instagram, not for Facebook Messenger, not for calls. Like, it's a rare time if I respond to a text or pick up a phone call. Like, I have hundreds of unread texts and unread phones, tens of thousands of unread emails. So I don't do notifications ever because it interrupts my life. I just want to work all the time. I want to read. I want to pray. I want to cook. I just want to do my life. So if I go on Twitter, I post a tweet and then I'm gone for a day and a half. So I completely missed everything that happened. I didn't see like a single tweet about it, and I didn't go looking for it because it's just gossip. It's reading gossip basically. So people were messaging me though, like a lot of people were DMing me on Twitter, and they're like, oh my gosh, can you pray for them? Can you pray for them? I'm so like upset about that this is happening. So yeah, I don't do notifications for most things too. Yeah, it's like interrupts your entire life. So anyways, I wasn't on Twitter on Easter because it was Easter. Why am I going to be on social media on a holiday? It was a holiday. So, I wasn't sheltered at all. I live in Canada, but I do get confused at inappropriate things as well. My friends once made me listen. Thank you for not saying the word. You guys are amazing. You guys are not getting me demonetized. Thank you. It's so sad when my videos get demonetized. What was more difficult to give up? Oh, we already talked about that. Some churches are doing drive-through confessions. And some churches are doing confessions just like at the church in the confessional too with hand sanitizer. I literally just finished watching that video from Paul and Morgan and came here right after. I know, she's so sweet. I love her. Please pray for healing. Oh, I read that. I don't know why, but you always look different to me. Like from video to video. Because I do different eyeshadows sometimes, I do my hair differently, I wear different clothes, I do different earrings, so makeup can completely change how you look, and like hairstyles as well. So lately I've been doing different hair just because my hair has been like bad hair day, so okay. Because what I do is I usually shower at night after I work out, so like I haven't worked out yet, so I have not showered today. When do you guys shower? Do you shower in the morning or at night? I'm like either or. Do you listen to lyrics or the beat more? Lyrics! I'm a total lyric person. When I listen to an album all the way through, I put on my headphones and I listen to the track like 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way through the album. And then I have the lyrics on the screen and I read the lyrics as I'm listening to it. So I'm a huge lyrics person. Which is why if some song is inappropriate, I don't listen to it because I'm very into lyrics. But I mean, a lot of secular music is really, really, really depth. So I really like it. But there's some like Taylor Swift songs that I hate. Like she made one song called False God comparing a relationship to God. And I didn't like that song. I never listened to the song. It's deleted from my phone because I'm like, I don't like this song. And King of My Heart by Taylor Swift, I'm not a fan of either, because I know some of her songs are dramatic and not actual how she feels, but that song specifically, it just is like, no, I'm not gonna idolize someone. And the same thing as, what is it? There's another song from from that album that is very like da 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 da. Oh baby, my love, da da da. Whatever that song is, I don't like that song either. I know it's like her being like dramatic and it's not actually how she feels, but I just couldn't do that song. Night Shower, False God is my only skip over on Lover. Yeah. Oh my gosh, and You Need to Calm Down. You guys, if you were here last summer, I did an entire live stream dissecting that song. So that song is problematic too, because it refers to medieval Christianity as the Dark Ages, which is like a huge issue in academia and in public school, where they teach the beautiful history, the height of philosophy and art and medicine and scientific discoveries and amazing theology from Aquinas. And we see this as the Dark Ages. Obviously not. If I shower in the morning, I have to do a shower light at night. Night shower is more convenient. It's been 3 weeks since my last mass. I'm really missing communion, and this whole thing has really thrown how I pray. Yes! Which is so weird, because you think like, oh, everyone's at home. Since everyone's at home, we have so much more time to pray. But it's weird how when mass is taken away, it just like doesn't like ground me in my life. Because, okay, so since I work from home and I'm not in school or anything, I always forget what day of the week it is, because I never have to I don't have like a schedule, you know? But mass is like the one thing that like gives me a schedule. And so without it, I just feel like it's just like time is passing by and I have no idea what's happening. So it's interesting for sure. Do Catholics have spiritual communion? Yeah, we've been doing spiritual communion, which I still don't completely understand. So, have you listened to Grace Vanderwall? No, I've never heard of her. Even I wasn't that sheltered, yet I'm quasi-Puritan and thinking, even though my grandparents said I overthink. We're in the Dark Ages at any moment when Christianity is not the norm. Yeah, that's the real Dark Ages, for sure. Thank you for making that point. Love your hair up. It really brings out the beauty of your facial structure. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if any of you guys were there, but there was a live stream like 2 years ago or something. And no, it was when I was in my old apartment, in the one that I got kicked out of. But anyways, I like went over to grab food and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your nose. I love your face from this way. Can you like show us your face from that way? So people wanted me to go like this in the live stream, because it was so weird. They're like, wow, like I really like your nose shape. And I was like, I never think about my nose ever. I never think about anyone's noses. Is anyone like me? When I look at people's faces, I look at their eyes. I don't look at their nose. I don't look at their lips unless I'm like checking them out. So I don't do that to anyone because I have a boyfriend. I don't look at noses. So it's always confused me so much why people are into noses, like get nose jobs and stuff, because I don't notice noses. So it's weird to me that people like look at other people's noses and judge them. Like even if I'm looking at someone, I look at their eyelashes and I'm like, oh, she has really pretty eyes. So my nose is broken, LOL. Okay, so you notice your nose. That's one exception when you should notice your nose. Now, don't touch your face. Now you need to wash your hands for 20 seconds. But I'm safe. I've been home all day, so actually, no. I ordered food and I went out to get it, but then I washed my hands. Okay, guys, when I order food, this is what I do. I go down and get it. I use a piece of paper to open the door of like my apartment building so that I don't have to touch where other people have touched. And then I come upstairs, I wash my hands and I wash my phone. Then I open up the bag that I got the food from and I throw it away. And oh, so I like rip it open, and then I wash my hands again, and then I take out all the food containers, and then I throw that bag away, and then I wash my hands again. So, and I should probably be sanitizing the like boxes that the food comes into, because the person delivering the food touches the bag part. So when it's over, I'm going to start RCIA. That's exciting. Congratulations. You're going to make so many friends and have so much fun. My RCIA group is still so tight. I love them so much. What is RCIA? RCIA stands for the Rite of Christian Initiation of Adults. I'm actually reading a book right now on Christian initiation in the early church. It used to be 3 years long in like the 2nd and 3rd centuries. Yep, it was 3 years. And it was more about living out the morals of Christianity than learning theology, which is so interesting, because now it's like, okay, like let's ramp out the theology. This is what you have to believe. This is dogma, all of that. But in the early church, it seems to have been more about actions and living out the faith. And they had the same thing where today we have the sponsor. They had a sponsor, but it was like a mentor for years who had to say, like, this person has been living out the faith, all their ethics have fit with Christianity. So it's interesting, because a lot of Protestants will be like, oh, you don't have to change your life completely before becoming a Christian. But in the early Christianity, it's like, you have to completely change your life before receiving the Eucharist and getting baptized. So it's interesting how Protestants today is the opposite of the way it was in the early church. And they were part of the Christian community. So they could like, I don't know if they could come to Mass all the way. I think they could come to like part of Mass. It's unclear because we don't have that many documents. But they weren't allowed to receive the Eucharist or do the sign of peace or get baptized until like 3 years of consistent moral behavior. And yeah, so that's very interesting because it's totally different from today. But it proves that the rite of Christian initiation has been going on since the very beginning. Jesus might have been a carpenter, and that could have been a hobby. 10 years ago this week, I was baptized. I shower after getting home from work. I like using Twilight Woods body gel by Bath & Body Works. I enjoyed your papal infallibility video. Maybe do one on the Filioque. You ever read Fulton Sheen? Yes, I have read The Cries of Jesus from the Cross, this anthology by him. That's amazing. One of the best books I've ever read. Watch Revelation of Jesus Christ. It's a channel. Do you like Christian fiction such as Narnia or Ted Dekker? I've never heard of Ted Dekker, but I have heard of Narnia. I read them growing up. Amazing books. I really, really loved all of them. I wasn't someone who just read like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I read like all the books. And the one part where they finally get into heaven is so sweet. Everyone's coming together for Narnia. Oh, Jeremiah's here. Do you think Jesus had hobbies? Lizzie, have you seen 1917? No. Oh, you know what I did watch, you guys? You guys will be so proud of me. I watched a movie last week. I watched a movie called The Silence. Okay, I'm going to describe the movie to you guys, and you're going to explain it. So I think Bishop Barron made a video talking about it. It's where there are these aliens who have taken over the earth. And so you have to be really, really quiet. And they like talk to each other in sign language, and they whisper. And then it's really scary because one of them is about to have a baby, and you know how babies cry? And so it's like this huge part of the movie where they have to know like whether or not they survived. So she watched a movie. A Quiet Place. Yeah, it's called A Quiet Place. It's so good. So I really enjoyed it. Because how are you, sister? I'm doing so good. Easter was really fun because I went outside. I have already seen that movie. Yeah, it's really good. It was a very wholesome movie. That's why I don't like watching movies, because so many of them are super inappropriate and like either violence or cursing or seduction type, you know what I mean? Hopefully I don't get demonetized for that word. I'm trying to use other words. The second one is coming out soon. There's a second part? I want it to be a TV show. I think it'd be so good. There's a new Fatima movie coming out. I know, I'm gonna totally watch that. Do you listen to YouTube videos or have read the books of great Catholic writer Michael Jones? No. Does anyone else miss the little things from Mass, like seeing little kids standing on the kneelers? Oh, that's so cute. I love seeing little kids at Mass. I thought you were talking of the movie Silence about the persecution against Catholics in Japan. No, that's a different movie. I have been having fun watching Disney Plus. I've started watching the show The Chosen. It's so good. I can't wait to see the new Fatima movie. They started a series called Mary Magdalene. People have been talking about her a lot, so maybe that's why. What advice would you give someone who wants a better prayer schedule? I want to be like you in the God Time video. So thank you. I loved editing that video. I was so proud of how it turned out. I did so much like cinematography around my neighborhood where my parents used to live, and there's so much water and grass. And so what I recommend is setting a timer on your phone that goes off every single day for a certain time, and make that the point of your day where you pray and read your Bible. So just have a timer on your phone. And I do the same thing with like taking my bipolar meds. And it's important to just have a regular routine, to go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, eat breakfast at the same time, go outside at the same time. Your body just is better when you conform to your regular circadian rhythms. So I recommend doing it in the morning so that you're not like tired and fall asleep. So oh, do you guys want to make this into a mukbang? Because I have food. I only ate some of it because I was like waiting for my food to come, and it took longer than usual. So the food delivery was like 30 minutes past. So I was hungry. So I was eating almond butter. And you know how almond butter is like very calorie dense? So then I got my food and I ate a ton of the vegetables, and I was like, oh, I'm not even hungry anymore. So I think I'm going to go get my food in a bit. Do you think Christians are stereotyped as weak? No. Lent is over for me too, but now it's Holy Week. Yeah, the Orthodox Church has Easter, and I would go to Orthodox Easter if I could. I went to Orthodox Easter last year when I made a video about it. It was like an all-night thing. Trevor and I actually left early because it was going to go on until like 3 a.m. and I was like, I want to get to sleep. Hey Lizzie, today's my 21st birthday! Happy birthday, Jessie! Happy birthday to you! How are you doing? How did you, I mean, you couldn't celebrate your birthday. Who are you, I almost said the word! Who are you hiding out with from everything that's happening? Ugh, it's gonna get demonetized now. I said part of the word. Do you like tofu? I feel so weird because I'm vegan, but I hate tofu. I have tofu in my food that I got, yes. So I love tofu, but here's the thing. I like it from restaurants. I've never been able to make good tofu besides tofu scramble. I love the way I make tofu scramble, but if I just like cook tofu, I'm so bad at it. So I get it at restaurants whenever I'm out to eat. I always love getting tofu. Is there anything that you've given up for Lent and are going to continue giving up? Yes. I decided I'm going to give up music for Lent every single year. I'm looking forward to the Perpetual Miracle of Our Lady of Carmel. My cat is sitting at the window trying to figure out why it won't open more than an inch. Why do you have that? For like security reasons? Or like what's the deal with? Your dark blue purple nails look good. If you saw them up close, you would not think so. This is the state of my nails right now. So I just filmed a video on fitness, like how I maintain my body, how to eat healthy, what foods I eat to stay lean. So I just finished, I just exported that video. Actually, it's uploading right now to my YouTube channel. So that's going to be up tomorrow night. It's going to premiere at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and like 1 p.m. Hawaii, who knows? I don't know how many, 12 p.m. Hawaii. I think they're 5 or 6 hours away from California. I don't know. Anyways, So my video on how to stay lean, how to keep up your body will be up tomorrow. And then I also filmed a video on how to pray the rosary for beginners, which it's actually so hard to explain how to pray the rosary. Like, I filmed like 40 minutes of raw footage of that, and then I have to film B-roll. So I realized that these nails are all chopped off. They like got caught on things, or like I touched something and they fell off. And then all my gels were coming off too, and so then I just had like my regular nails, and yeah. Anyways, but all these nails are long. So I'm gonna have these nails. It'll be like, you guys are knowing the insider that my nails actually are bad right now, but they'll look good in the video. So I'm gonna film B-roll of me with the beads with my right hand. So I'm gonna be filming with the beads and stuff to get close-up shots, some B-roll for the video. So yeah, but it's really hard to explain just because there's so many prayers, and then I also realized that I was praying the rosary wrong because I was like, I never know how to begin it. And yeah, but apparently I was doing it wrong. So then I learned. But I like made sure, because I was like, I feel like the way I pray it, I do the beads wrong. So what do you think about people who wear rosaries? I get a lot of controversy for it, but feeling like I'm honoring God. At my parish, a lot of people wear rosaries. So I remember one time I was with someone, and I tried to like put a rosary over their neck, and they were like, no, that's sacrilegious. And but then I gave my friend a rosary who got confirmed last year, and she immediately put it on. She's like, oh my gosh, I love this, and she immediately wore it. So I think it depends on where you live. Do American Catholics gather Easter water? Well, maybe some do, but I've never heard of it. Do you pray the rosary every day? I don't pray it every single day anymore. I learned during Lent that I was saying Hail Mary in the Latin wrong. I was like, how did that ever happen? Yeah, when things become a habit, you don't realize it anymore. I don't think rosaries should be worn. God knows your heart, Lizzie. A prayer shouldn't just be structured. When I pray my rosary, I pray impromptu to God though, so it's not structured. Part of it is structured, but part of it is impromptu. It's not black and white. You can have both at the same time. You can have non-structured impromptu prayer. Like someone just mentioned my God time video, so I have a video like how to do God time, and that video I talk about impromptu prayer, but then I also do formal structured prayer. Jesus told his disciples how to pray. They're like, how do we pray? And he told them a structured prayer, the Our Father. He didn't say, well, just go up on a mountain and start by saying, dear God, and just tell God how your day has been going. Jesus didn't say that. He gave us a memorized prayer. So I think that's interesting. One of my rosaries broke when I wore it. Took that as a sign. There are rosaries that are made as necklaces or bracelets. Interesting. The rosary video has perfect timing. I just ordered one as a consecration symbol because I started my consecration. It's a bracelet rosary. So are the decorative ones the ones that you can pray with as well? Like, what's the deal? What's your take on Sinners on the Hand of an Angry God by Jonathan Edwards? You read it in high school. I hated it. I was like, this is what I hate about Baptist theology. That's kind of like, yeah, I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was horrible. Obviously, it's Protestant, so I'm allowed to not like it. Easter water is gathered against the current of a non-stagnant, non-frozen stream at the dawn of Easter. Oh my gosh, is Easter water for baptism? When I was like a kid, I wore a rosary all the time. There are ring rosaries, but those seem confusing. Oh my gosh, yeah, someone gifted me a ring rosary, and I actually don't use it because, well, okay, the reason I don't use it is because I work from home. So I can always just like pray a rosary. It's not like I'm like out in public and I'm like at work or waiting in line. And when I wait in line, I just listen to something like in my ear. So I prefer being like focused when I pray my rosary, not like in the middle of the day. But everyone's different. Some people pray 4 rosaries a day. Everyone's different. Can Catholics watch non-Catholic sermons? Yes, we are allowed to, but that doesn't replace going to Mass is the most important thing. Jonathan Edwards was a more Wesleyan than Congregationalist. I'm Lutheran, but my family and I started getting monthly rosaries from Christian Catholic Shop. Oh my gosh, Christian Catholic Shop! They sponsored me back in the day, a couple of years ago. I love them. My rosaries are from Christian Catholic Shop, and oh my gosh, this isn't sponsored, but Christian Catholic Shop is also where I have my Guadalupe t-shirt and my Mary Queen of Heaven t-shirt, so I really like them. Hi Lizzie, I love your videos. Could you make a video about how to respond to Mormon missionaries when they knock on the door? Sometimes I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh, this is a great video. Let me screenshot this. I have the same response to Mormon and Jehovah's Witness. I should make a whole, oh my gosh, I need to get some of my friends to be in the video. So I could like have someone acting out, or I could act out the Mormon missionaries too, but put like a different disguise on. Yeah, that's a great video idea. I always, they say like, well, Jehovah's Witness is like, are you saved? And I'm like, yes. And then the Mormon missionaries are like, do you know Jesus Christ? I'm like, yes. Do you know the Book of Mormon? I've read it. Yes. And then they walk away because I'm just very confident and intense and intimidating. And I'm just like, yes to all their questions. So, Alexander, Mormons got thrown out of my building by maintenance for harassing people. That's funny. Okay, guys, we're going to go do mukbang. So, LDS are kind people for the most part, in my experience, and do a lot for the poor. Oh, well, that's important. I'm glad they do something for the poor. Okay, guys, moment of truth. We're gonna heat up my food. So look, guys, I have some white rice. I have some dim sum that came with this. Do you see? It's like a steamed bun. It has vegetables. It has kale inside. I'm not kidding. I think it's kale. It might be another like green, dark green vegetable. And then look, I have more dim sum here. Dim sum is typically, maybe it's not dim sum. It's like dumplings. I call everything dim sum that is dumplings. Some of my best friends in college were from Singapore and China, and they taught me about dim sum. And usually dim sum has like meat in it. And then look, I have some tofu and veggies and rice. So I'm going to put this on a plate and then put it in the oven. I'm actually going to use a bowl. And then look, I have chopsticks that are actually from my friend's wedding because she gave everyone chopsticks as like a gift, and they have the name of them on it and the date of the wedding. So it's pretty cute. My friend from Singapore. Her wedding bridesmaids photos with them are on my Instagram. So it looked so good on my Instagram aesthetic. Okay. I'm going to put some vegetables in here. Lizzie, do you share your Catholic Christian faith with non-Christians? Yes. So I used to have a lot more non-Christian friends in my life, but then they kind of all betrayed me collectively. So actually, no, I'm sort of friends with some of them, but basically I have two friends who aren't Christians, two guy friends who aren't Christians. But other than that, everyone in my life is Christian. And it's just because, I don't know, it's just the people I get the closest to are the people who can understand me. So I think that's why. But cool. So I have a lot of vegetables, and then I'm going to cook 2 of the dim sums on top of it. I think this should be well. I'm probably doing it wrong by microwaving everything together, but it's like a lot easier like this. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put my food in the microwave. Maybe not 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. We shall see. Okay. I can throw this away. Okay. Dim sum. I am jealous. Are these the old roommates? Yeah. When, where I was living in California for 2 years. Whenever you eat, I feel like I should eat with you. Martin Luther was a devoted Marianist. Why are you dressed up? I always dress up for my live streams. I put makeup on. I already had makeup on, but I put more makeup on. I know I've said this, you and your Kale. I know I've said this in a lot of videos, but I sleep with my eye makeup on. I remove like my face makeup so I don't get wrinkles and stuff. And I keep my eyelashes on for several days. They stay on, it's great. Anyone joining the stream now is going to be so confused as to why she's doing mukbang or mukbang. I never know how it's pronounced. Can we see your rosaries? Yeah, I can show you them, but they're not all there because I have a different rosary in every purse just because. So I always get rosaries sent to me by companies or by subscribers as gifts. So I always have different rosary. If you think only 144,000 get to heaven, why are you making more competition? You can get partial indulgence wearing or carrying the rosary only if you wear it with devotion. I need to research indulgences. That would be such a good video because I do not understand. Lizzie, in an older live stream, you said that you would not be opposed to women only being allowed to vote if they agree with their husband. That would basically just give a married man 2 votes. Are you talking about the Tim Gordon live stream about voting? Who was there? I think what I meant is that, so whoever I marry, who will probably be my boyfriend, we would agree on politics, and so we would like influence each other, and he would vote how I would vote. We agree very much politically. The indulgence during Martin Luther's time was one of his main objections, but it's not the same today. Or they were just misunderstanding the Catholic theology, which is probably true. Did you hear that Tim and Taylor are beefing on Twitter? It's so crazy. Yeah, people were DMing me and telling me to pray for them, but I didn't see any of it, and I'm not going to go look for it because it's gossip. It's all gossip, thinking about it, talking about it. So that's why I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not Catholic, but I'm becoming, and I'm in the process. I really wonder how it feels after a confession. Go watch my first confession video. I talk about that. So, okay. We're gonna see if my food is warm. Do you guys do this? Anytime I cook food, I always like touch it to see if it's warm or not. Do you guys do that? Oh my gosh, it's warm. It's heavy too. I might have to do this in 2 trips. I might have to carry you guys first and then bring the food. Wait, can I carry it? Yeah, I can do it, okay. I was like, ah! Sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna sit on the floor so I be right back. Okay, I'm back, you guys. Okay, let's see. Should we go like that? Is that okay? Wait, let me, have you ever heard about unapproved Marian apparitions? There are so many claimed Marian apparitions. So I like was researching them for like a couple weeks ago. Every night before I fell asleep, I would like read Marian apparition articles, and apparently there's a lot of like fake ones. Yeah. Cool. Do people tell you they learned English because of you? Yes, not just you. A lot of people say that they watch my videos to learn English, which is so cool. Because I actually like lived in Thailand for like half a year total teaching English. So I love teaching English, and I taught English with the Bible, and now I'm also teaching English with the Bible on my YouTube channel. So look at this, guys. These are like huge dumplings. Look at this. And then this is like the circle one. It's so big. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to eat it. It's so good. Hi, Lizzie. I just buzz cut my hair off. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. You have to send me a picture. Protestants are always talking about proclaiming the gospel and sharing scriptures. Is this something we do as Catholics? It was something I was never taught to do, and I always felt bad for not. So there are different ways to proclaim the gospel. I think it should be primarily through your actions and through your life. And there's a verse in 1 Peter, I think in chapter 4, and it says, always be ready to give an answer for why you believe in the hope that you have, but do so with gentleness and respect. So you should always be ready if someone asks about your faith. And I don't know. For me, like, evangelism comes naturally. It's like, people ask, like, what did you do last night? Oh, I was at Bible study. What do you do at your Bible study? Oh, we talked about John 17 where Jesus talked about this. You know what I mean? Like, if you just talk about your life and you have like close friends, then they want to know about your life. Did the Pachamama cause the coronavirus? No, but the guy who threw the Pachamama in the river got coronavirus. Is there too much infighting going on between Catholics right now? It's a bit depressing to view the lack of humility, and brotherhood. I'm not going to comment on it. Let's stop talking about it. It's gossip. It's literally gossip. Guys, stop talking about Taylor Marshall and Tim Gordon, okay? It's literally gossip. It's not okay to talk about other people. Even though I eat pretty healthy, lots of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and I'm mostly vegan, I still feel like I get really scared about eating too much and gaining weight sometimes. I feel like you shouldn't get worried about gaining weight because everyone is naturally lean. That's like, as humans, we are lean. And what I talk about in my video tomorrow is that a lot of times we're comparing ourselves to like Instagram accounts where people edit their bodies or are under eating. Like, a lot of people are under eating. And so we're like, oh, that's the like ideal regular body. But like, no, that's an unhealthy body. So I think that we're worried about our base level weight when our base level weight might be more than what we want it to be. I don't know. Because like, my base weight changes. Like, I have probably like a 10 or 15 pound like difference where like sometimes I'll be this way, sometimes I'll be this way, sometimes I'm this way, and it just like depends on how healthy I'm eating. Like, if I go out to eat more, I'll like gain more weight sometimes, and like it's fine. I know like my base weight is like between, I don't even know how many pounds. It's so weird how I usually weigh myself when I'm visiting my friends because I don't own a scale, which is so important to never weigh yourself, by the way. Because if you like go to the bathroom, like if you poop, that can be like an entire pound and a half. So depending on your digestion cycle, your weight can fluctuate. And if you're on your period, you'll get bloated more. So especially as women, depending on like where we are in our cycle, our weight like fluctuates up and down. So that's why I never weigh myself. So I weigh myself almost every day. That's so unhealthy. Stop. Throw away your weight. This Lent was the most Lenting I've ever Lented. Still Lenting, fasting from the world. That's so funny. That is accurate. And from Jesus. This dim sum is so good. I watched a video on TikTok where someone dropped 4 pounds after digesting 4. This isn't dim sum though. There's no meat in it. It's kale dim sum. Who knew? Who could have created a more perfect food for me? I noticed that as a guy, and I was a fat kid, I lost a lot of weight, and now if I weigh myself, I get anxious and sad, and it's horrible. Yeah, that's why you just shouldn't weigh yourself. Like, there's no reason to ever weigh yourself. And, okay, the only time I've weighed myself, besides, like, when you're a kid growing up at the doctor, I was going to the gym, like, all the time. In 2016 is probably when I was, like, the most fit. Like, I got, like, really good abs. I still have abs. And I got, like, so strong. I could do, like, sets of push-ups, like, real push-ups, not, like, girl push-ups. And I would weigh myself at the gym because I wanted to increase my weight, because muscle weight is 3 times as dense as fat weight. And so if you're going to the gym a lot and doing a lot of, like, body weight exercises or lifting a lot of weights or even doing HIIT training, you're going to gain weight. Your muscles will gain weight, and that's a good thing. So, like, I want to always be gaining weight from muscle weight. So that's why, like, I had an epiphany about this. You might have heard me talk about this before, but when I was a junior in college, I was part of, like, the campus ministry intern team. And we were doing goals for the whole year. And we had, like, health goals was one of the sections. And I'm not kidding. Like, all the guys, their goal was to gain, like, 20 pounds throughout the year. And all the women were like, I want to lose 20 pounds. And I was like, wait, why is this happening? And it's because the guys are trying to gain muscle weight. They want to be heavier. And women are taught that we just shouldn't weigh anything. But we should want to gain weight if we're working out and exercising. So I'm not that obsessed with, I actually don't even have a gym membership right now. So I'm not, like, obsessively, like, weightlifting and stuff. Like, I don't care that much right now. I'm obviously working out a lot, but I, like, don't care as much about, like, muscle in the way I have in the past. I'm more chill right now. So weight is just part of health, but not all of it, I mean. Yeah, so the fact that you will gain weight with muscle means it's stupid to be weighing yourself all the time. Hi, Lizzie. Any good insight workout ideas? Yes! Okay. Buy this from Target. It's also online, Target online. It is called the Tone It Up. It kind of peeled off. This is a great product, though. The Tone It Up Blue Resistance Band. You can do so many workouts with this. Oh my gosh. You can do arm workouts. You can do butt workouts. You can do leg workouts, shoulder workouts, ab workouts, literally everything. What I do is here. I'm trying to show you guys, but I don't have space. So I go like this, out like that, but I go, like, all the way out. Can you guys see that? Yeah, like that. I go like that with this, and it, like, works out my back. So I, like, fold it. Like, I usually go like this. I haven't done this in a while. I've been doing, like, this Kayla It Seems BBG program. But yeah, so go like that and then work out like that. Like that. Do you see? I do that and it works out my shoulder. Just Google, like, resistance band training, and there's, like, workouts and everything. And then I also have a glutes resistance band that is, like, a mini band, and you put it around your knees and you do, like, butt workouts and thigh workouts, so it's lower body. So I did a plank today. I won't say for how long. Oh my gosh. I usually do, like, minute or minute and a half planks. Such bad posture. My boyfriend to September. That's good. Check because I'm using my phone to live stream. I've always struggled with my weight. Recently, it should be, I don't know. I've always struggled with my weight. Recently went to the doctor and my medical assistant made me feel bad for gaining weight. But my doctor was like, it's okay, it's not that much. Didn't appreciate the MA. That's so messed up. Oh my gosh. Imagine if you were coming from a history of, like, disordered eating or something. That's so messed up. Everyone says that it's buffering and stuff. Do you like chocolate? So a lot of chocolate isn't vegan, so I can only eat dark chocolate that doesn't have dairy in it, which I really, really like a lot. And do you have children? I am 25 years old. I'm turning 26 in July 22nd, on July 22nd. And I'm not married, not engaged, so maybe in a couple years. My parents forced me to exercise with them. Family goals. I love that. And do you like scrapbooking? No. I think when I was like in high school, I scrapbooked once, but guys, I am not an aesthetic person. I'm really bad at decorating. I'm good at makeup because I've practiced a lot for years. Yeah, so makeup is really the only thing, like, aesthetically that I know how to do well. I'm leaving the chat. Happy Easter. Happy Easter, because technically it's Easter week, so it's still going on, which is so exciting. Any family members in the military? Yes, my grandfather and my father. My dad was in the Rangers, I think for just 3 years. He went after high school just because he had a pretty bad family life, so it was like his escape and way to like save money and then go to college. And my grandpa was in the military like his whole career, so my mom moved around like constantly growing up. They even lived in Alaska at one point. Isn't that so cool? Oh, and my grandpa died. So my grandma, she didn't like remarry, but she had like a life partner, and he was in the military too. He fought in like the, I should know this. I don't know what war, the Korean War? Yeah, I don't even know what war they fought in. Isn't that horrible? The reason this is horrible is because our education system is horrible. Because I'm not kidding, guys. In history class, we never got past World War II. So I never learned the history of the Korean and Vietnam War. So in my mind, it's like a total blank. Like, I don't understand why we fought the wars. I don't know the repercussions of them. I don't know who in my family fought them. You know what I mean? So that's good to force your kids to read. I'm gonna do that to my kids. But Alexander, why didn't you have to read? Juice fasts are horrible. People who do juice fasts have disordered eating and are unhealthy mentally in how they think about food. Also, you don't need to cleanse your body. So a lot of people do like a juice fast cleanse and they think they're cleansing their body. Your body with your kidneys cleanses itself. You don't need to eat anything or not eat anything to cleanse your body. And it's the same thing with all these like detox tea. You don't need a detox. Your body detoxes itself. You don't need to eat anything or drink anything to detox your body. So all of those are total scams. So don't ever drink a diet tea or, yeah. And apparently, I hate that World War II happened, but learning the same thing over and over again is ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. We should talk about like things in other countries. Like we never learned, for example, African history or South American history or Mexican history or Canadian history or Australian history. Like we never learned like anything in school. We only learned about like Europe and America, which is so stupid. Like, and my dad is a history professor, and in his history department they don't even have like an Asian studies professor. Isn't that so ridiculous? Okay, Jacob M, I'm sorry, but you're totally wrong on this. People abuse them as a way to lose weight, and it's companies trying to scam you. They're making money off of you. Have you researched the moral majority? I believe that reflects Protestantism. No, I actually have not. Okay, so this like giant dim sum. This is so good. You think everything is a scam? I don't think fruits and vegetables are a scam. I don't think almond butter is a scam. I don't think chia seeds are a scam. I think I'm uploading my video tomorrow on diet. It is so easy eating healthy. You eat high fiber whole foods. You eat plants. It's so easy. And you don't eat processed foods. So when you go to the grocery store, stick to the outside of the grocery store, not the inside. Unless you're at Trader Joe's, because at Trader Joe's, actually no, Trader Joe's is the same thing where the bread is over here and then like the rice and beans and fruits and vegetables are also like to the side and then in the middle. No, Trader Joe's is actually good because they have like frozen vegetables and frozen fruits in the middle. So Trader Joe's, you can go all around Trader Joe's. But you're gonna have to be specific. What about her church is a scam? I need that on a shirt. I don't think almond butter is a scam. I should make merch with that, should I? It's like, you can be a stupid Catholic. Lizzie Rizet 2020. Okay, you guys. Have you ever prayed the way of the cross? No, I haven't heard of that. Alexander, you're actually gonna buy my almond butter scam idea? That's so funny. The Marian dogmas and purgatory, to name a few. Jacob M. Oh, I remember Jacob M. I know who you are. There's so many people, I forget people. You're becoming a regular on my channel. So I made an entire video talking about purgatory, and you dipped out of the video right before we got to the Bible verses of Jesus talking about purgatory. Maybe you just stopped responding in the chat, but we were literally talking in the chat, like back and forth, and then you dipped out right before the Bible verses. I watched that video already, thanks. Why did you stop the chat then? It was right before we got to the Bible verses. I was like, are you serious? I can't believe this. Anyways, I'm glad you stayed. You were just silent. You were meditating on the video. And I already have a whole playlist on Marian dogmas. So you can YouTube search Lizzie's Answers Mary Dogmas. And I have a playlist talking all about the perpetual virginity of Mary, the Assumption of Mary, why Mary is Queen of Heaven, why we pray the Rosary. Google account is here. I buy my dog vegan food. She used to love it. Now not so much. I have to add things now like cooked potatoes and non-dairy butter. Dogs are omnivores, so they can be vegan vegetarian. I didn't know that. So is it cats are carnivores? Well, cats are totally carnivores because their teeth are like that. You know what I mean? If you Google vegan teeth chart, this thing comes up and it shows like carnivore teeth, omnivore, herbivore, and fruitivore. And fruitarian is what we look like because we're like monkeys, and monkeys eat fruit. And our teeth are like genetically, and our intestines most similar to animals that mostly eat fruit. Isn't that interesting? There's this YouTuber I follow. Her name is Freely the Banana Girl. Have you guys heard of her? She's like why I became vegan. I watched her videos. She was like the first well, she isn't why I became vegan, but she was like a catalyst. I became vegan because of Peter Singer. His book Animal Liberation was really, really powerful for me. But she was like a huge inspiration as well. So I'm waiting to see if you guys have heard of her. I haven't. I love Freely. I'll never be a Catholic. Mike the Vegan is great too. I watch him. I just started watching him. Jacob, are you Protestant? Jacob M, study history. She's wild. I don't like her. She's kind of extreme about some things. Like, she's against having children, which is like ridiculous because that's like the whole point of life. You know what I mean? Like, worshiping God and producing the next generation. I'm not saying that people who don't have kids don't have purpose in life, but collectively, it's really important. You recommend watching Alternate History Hub? Channel owner is a Catholic. Okay, I'll screenshot that. I screenshotted that. I'll look back and remember it. Have you ever been to Japan? Yes. I was in the Japanese airport for an 8-hour layover, and it was very quiet. It was so countercultural experience to me. Like, silence. In America, airports are so loud. There's TVs on everywhere. I was like freaked out because it was so quiet. I was like making sure my music and my headphones wasn't too loud because I don't want to like contribute to noise pollution. So yeah, I really want to visit Japan. We were supposed to do a Make Japan Catholic Again. My friends and I were trying to do an Asian trip. We might still do it because one of our best friends lives in Singapore, and so we want to visit him. So basically, whenever he gets married, it'll probably be a Singapore wedding. So we're all gonna travel. In fact, if he gets engaged, I'm gonna be like, you have to have it in Singapore to give us an excuse to do an Asia trip. My flesh is truly food and my blood is truly drink. How can you misunderstand this? Did you know Japan almost turned Catholic? No, I didn't. What do you think happened to Enoch? He's in heaven right now. His body is in heaven. He's in heaven. The only bodies that are in heaven are Enoch, Elijah, and Mary, and Jesus. They're like in heaven with bodies, and everyone else is just a soul and is like super jealous. Like, when am I gonna get my body? You feel that you are not missing out by not doing anything blank that is not blank. Well, a lot of couples feel that way, that they're not missing anything by not having kids. Sorry, I have to remove that. It just has some words that will get me demonetized. Have you watched the movie Silence? Traumatizing. Well, I don't want to watch it now. What is it about? Maybe Joseph? Or do you mean like Jesus' adopted dad might have a body in heaven? That would be sweet. Okay, I'm down to watch that movie. If it's about Catholicism, I'll cry. Have you ever had a religious aha moment? many times. I had one recently when I realized Saint Prophetess Anna's feast day is my birthday. Anna is my name, and no one in my family is Catholic. That's so cool. Mary Magdalene is my birthday. This is so good. You'll cry. I know, I cry so easily. What are you eating, Lizzie? Oh, you just got here. So I have rice, tofu, vegetables, and vegan dim sum, where there's kale inside dim sum. I'm not kidding. Can you imagine someone created such a thing? It's like they were trying to create a Lizzie dish. You only interpret the Eucharist literally because you have to believe it. No. I was not Catholic when I believed in the Eucharist. What does that sound? Anyways, I believed in the real presence of the Eucharist on the night before Easter, Holy Saturday 2017, and then I started RCIA in September 2017. So think about that. Beginning of April, September. Beginning of April, September. So I wasn't even in RCIA. That was like a year before I was confirmed when I began to believe in real presence. So for me personally, it wasn't that way. Maybe for some people it is. What do you think of people in hell? I'm gonna delete this just because that like comes across as a curse word. Demonetized, that's why. I got my Lutheran study Bible and it quotes a Catholic theologian on the second page. Okay, Catholics and Lutherans are not that different. You know what I mean? So it's not that weird. If it was like a Baptist Bible, that would be weird. She was becoming Catholic because it is true. I'm so happy Jacob M's here because it provides good dialogue. It's kind of like how I'm glad a lot of people in my high school were atheist because it created like really good class discussions, you know? I'm a Lutheran and I love Catholics. Become Catholic then! You're always welcome to join. If you're Lutheran, do you believe in the perpetual virginity of Mary? Because Martin Luther did. The Passion of Christ and for some reason Coco were the only movies that made me cry. I cry so easily, you guys. It's ridiculous how easy I cry. Does your patron saint have to be the saint on your birthday? No. You can choose anyone. And you have as many patron saints as you like. I asked the intercession of many saints, is that okay? Yeah, you can talk to as many people as you want. I have like an official like confirmation patron saint, but I pray to a lot of different people. Like I pray to the Apostle John and Peter and Chrysostom and Augustine and Mary and my patron saint. But what Myers-Briggs are you? I'm an ENTJ. I'm an ESTJ. Everyone thinks I'm an ENFJ because they think I'm so nice. You guys don't know me in real life. How often do you find yourself midnight snacking in quarantine? So I eat enough food at meals, so I never snack because I'm not calorie deficient because I feed myself. I've never understood people who like snack on junk food in the middle of the day. Like, I don't have junk food in my house, first of all. Like, I don't have snack food in my house. I don't even know what I could snack on. Like a banana, almond butter, toast. Like, I only have like healthy things to make meals. Like, I have like beans and rice and oats and bananas and blueberries and kale, you know what I mean? I don't have like snack food, so I can't relate to that. My family didn't have snack food growing up. I'm an INFJ. Oh my gosh. What's everyone's MBTI? Yeah, everyone comment and I'll tell you my thoughts. INFJs have hurt me the most in my life because I love INFJs and then they like betray me, but in a subliminal way by not being there for me and just like being like a non-initiative type person in our relationship. Okay, everyone's commenting. How many times a day do you eat? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. How long have you been vegan? 4 years. I made several videos about it. I have a vegan playlist. So YouTube search Lizzie's Answers vegan playlist and you can watch my videos about it. It was a really easy transition. I think so. I was transitioning when I was in Thailand. So I did missionary work in Thailand and it was like right before I knew I was going to be vegan. So I cut out meat and I cut out dairy and I only had like eggs, I think. Or maybe I was still eating meat then and I just cut out dairy and eggs. I forget. But I did it gradually for sure. I did it gradually over like 2 months and then I like completely cut everything out. So I don't recommend doing it right away because it like is a huge hit on your digestive system. Like a lot of gas the first 3 days when I was vegan. But then it stopped. Okay, INFP. Talk too quietly. I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure it's an INFP who I'm thinking of who talks really quietly. An INTJ. Love INTJs. My dad is an INTJ. I've had so many friends who have been INTJs. I just like get them really, really well. And we are like debate each other really well and have like good like intellectual chemistry. Okay. INFJs are the rarest, except for they all do Myers-Briggs. There's like a bajillion INFJs. I don't understand the acronyms. Love you, Lizzie. People are talking about the perpetual virginity of Mary, ENFPs. More people didn't comment their Myers-Briggs. I wanted to give commentary. Okay, I'll tell you guys my experience with ENTJs. Me and ENTJs have like amazing chemistry. And I mean like, not like in a romantic sense, but like really, really like, oh wow, we could be best friends. This is great. Like click so well. And then like, hate each other, fight, you're awful. Like that's my experience with ENTJs. It's like pretty dramatic. Like I had a friend who was an ENTJ and then I had a professor who was an ENTJ and I could just immediately tell that they were an ENTJ. So, do you think Jews will build the third temple? That's a weird question. INFP, I know nothing about Myers-Briggs. I am so INFP. I'm a chill ENTJ. I've had to work on it. Well, oh my gosh. So, my mom is an ENTJ as well, and we like get along so well, but then we fight really bad. Whereas I don't really fight with my dad. My dad and I like, we have, yeah. Like, generally, I fight. Yes, I fight with my sister. Obviously, she's my sibling. Like, I fight with my mom sometimes. I don't really fight with my dad. We believe in the perpetual virginity of Mary. Oh, wait. My dad does get frustrated with me, though. I do things that are really, really annoy my dad, whereas my mom doesn't get annoyed at me. We just, like, batter sometimes. Not batter. I don't mean batter. I mean, banter. Banter. Yep, ENTJ, good friends, yet they will move on. How to preserve fruits so they last long in the fridge. I always have problems where fruits get spoiled quickly. They sell like I have to go. Love you, Lizzie. Bye. Love you, Fatima. Thanks for hanging out with me. So they have fruit bags you can buy that like preserve them, not like Ziploc bags, but Google like fruit bags that preserve fruits. Alexander, I don't know the answer to that question, but it has a curse word in it, and so I keep deleting it. Thoughts on spiritual warfare? Have you read any of St. Ignatius of Loyola? No, I have not. I'm apparently flip on the first, so I'm an ENFP or an INFP. So, ENFPs, my experience with ENFPs is they're really, really popular and are always in a relationship. Why do you make fun of Jesus in the Eucharist? I'm not. Who are you talking to? Do you use those bags and like them? I've never tried them before. I eat a lot of food, so I go through food really, really fast. But most of my fruit, so I buy bananas and then I buy frozen fruit, like frozen blueberries, frozen mangoes, frozen raspberries, sometimes frozen strawberries, and I blend them together in smoothies every day. But tomatoes and avocados are fruits as well, and I use those to cook with, and I've never had a problem with them going bad. Avocados, once they're ripe, I put them in the fridge and I keep them there so that they don't go bad. But no, I never have a problem with food going bad because I eat it. You just have to go grocery shopping regularly, which is so bad right now because you don't want to go regularly, but I have to go like once a week to get fresh produce. I'm sorry, I don't mean you, Lizzie. It's okay. Lizzie, look up brownie hummus and have that with strawberries. It's vegan and delicious. Okay, I screenshotted it. Have you ever made vocational discernment? No, because I'm in a relationship. Great grandma would lay sliced fruit on large sunscreen and let them dry out in the sun. What kind of fruits do you have that are going bad? I'm so curious. If you're not Catholic, what would you be? Orthodox! Lizzie, you should read some St. Alphinus something. Do you feel any different after you've received the Eucharist? Yes! It makes me go manic sometimes. Or if I'm in depression, I immediately stop being in depression. I think bananas go bad fast. But, okay, I buy bananas when they're like pure yellow and no brown spots. And if they are starting to go bad, I put them in the fridge. So that's the thing. The fridge keeps them from further ripening. So if I have fruit out and then it starts going bad, I put it in the fridge. Sometimes when we talk about Myers-Briggs, it sounds similar to how other people talk about star signs, except for it's not related to birthday at all. It's important to remember that Myers-Briggs describes aspects of our personality but aren't fixed. Yeah, because you know what Jesus Myers-Briggs was? XXXX, because he was in between all the virtues, because the whole point of Myers-Briggs is to try to form the opposite part of who you are. If you had a time machine, which biblical event would you visit? Jesus walking on water. That's pretty cool. Or when he calms the storm. My strawberries go bad when my 2-year-old is not obsessed with them. That's so funny. But are they in the fridge? Get frozen strawberries and make her smoothies. By the way, strawberries are not that healthy. Instead, eat blueberries or raspberries. But strawberries don't have that much nutritional value. And I don't know. I eat things because of nutrition. Like, before I was vegan, I was in Thailand and my friend got me to eat a fish eye because they said that there's a lot of omega-3 in it. And I was like, yes, I will eat that fish eye. Great nutrients in that. And I like wasn't even scared. I so immediately did it once I heard that there was omega-3. And it was good. I like fish eye a lot. So I could survive in the wild. I'm so excited to see these comments come in about fish eye. Have you guys ever had something weird? Like, before I was vegan, I also had ox tongue. Hi, Lizzie. You're looking very nice tonight. Wait, strawberries aren't healthy? They don't have as much nutrients as blueberries and raspberries. Have you read Dan Burke? He talks about St. Ignatius. No. I would like to see the creation, the flood, the confusion, and the tongues in the Exodus. It makes you go manic sometimes. This is fascinating, but I mean, that's bad, isn't it? I mean, I'm on medication, so it's not like that bad. In Mexico, we eat ant eggs. I love strawberries. It's not bad for you. It's kind of like corn. Like, corn isn't that healthy. Like, it's a great grain. Like, eat it. It's not bad for you. Like, it's better than eating donuts. Like, it's great. Fruit is amazing. They have great... Strawberries are good for my emotional health. Thank you very much. My mom tried to make me eat liver once, but I also love blueberries and raspberries. Yeah, keep eating strawberries. Like, it's not that they're not healthy. They're just not like a superfood. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how... What's an analogous example? I can't even think of an analogous example. Do you think Lutherans and Catholics are close to uniting? I keep hearing that. Lutherans would have to bow to the Pope. So I don't see that happening. By bow, I don't mean worship. I mean bow in a sense like submit to the Pope. Can you explain your experience at Pepperdine? I have like 100 videos about Pepperdine, about my experience there. I will say this. So I lived in Florida for high school, so I had to fly across the entire country to go to California. And the way it turns out is that every time I fly from the East Coast to the West Coast, I go manic. And every time I go from the West Coast to the East Coast, I go into depression. So freshman year, mania. I was manic my entire freshman year of college. And I didn't know I was manic. So I was like super friendly, meeting everyone, best friends with my roommates, loved my classes. I was a philosophy major. And I got really close to the philosophy students. I didn't do study abroad, which was weird because like everyone else went abroad in college. So a lot of people get really lonely at Pepperdine because so freshman year. Hey guys, I'm back. What happened? My phone died. So obviously everyone left, but I just went into the YouTube app and it's like stream interrupted. Wish to continue. Sorry, my lighting is bad. It's because I'm supposed to be over there, but I can't because my phone, oh my gosh, my nice phone charger broke that like I got from Amazon that's really, really long. So usually I have my phone plugged in during my live. Any next video.